Hello and welcome to this video on how to include missing data in simple statistical analyses such as correlation or regression analysis. My name is Geiser. On this channel I provide weekly statistics tutorials related to multivariate statistical methods such as structural equation modeling or latent class analysis, often related to the Mplus software. If this is something that interests you, then please subscribe to this channel. Also, don't forget to hit the like button. One question that people often ask me is, how can I deal or how should I deal with missing data when I run correlation analysis or regression analysis or an analysis of variance or a t-test? And the reason why people ask this question is, or one reason is that many standard statistical software packages such as SPSS provide suboptimal ways of dealing with missing data by default. For example, many statistical procedures in SPSS use listwise deletion routinely, which means that you're losing a lot of data because all cases get dropped that have at least one missing score on one of the variables in the data set. Now, common packages such as SPSS offer ways to deal with that, for example, by using multiple imputation. However, that can be complicated. And so in this video here, I want to show you a very simple way of addressing missing data better, in a better way than with listwise deletion, that uses structural equation modeling software. Structural equation modeling software such as, for example, Mplus is more flexible or tends to be more flexible in handling missing data than other statistical packages. And that is because structural equation modeling software uses maximum likelihood estimation often as the default. And with maximum likelihood estimation, we can use a procedure called full information maximum likelihood that allows us to include all available data into the estimation. Full information maximum likelihood estimation does not impute missing data, but rather just simply uses all available data points when estimating model parameters. And so many common statistical procedures such as linear regression analysis, analysis of variance, a t-test can be estimated as special cases of the general structural equation modeling framework. And that's the reason why you can do these types of analyses also in structural equation modeling software, thereby taking advantage of full information maximum likelihood estimation. I want to show you this here based on an example in the Mplus software. You could run a similar example using the free demo version of the Mplus software, which can handle up to 6 variables. And so this could be applied to, for example, a linear regression model or an ANOVA model. Now I'll show you how you can run this in Mplus using full information maximum likelihood estimation, where you could include more data. Now let's first of all see in my example what happens when we use listwise deletion. We can request that as well in Mplus by typing in the listwise equals on subcommand in the data command here in the Mplus syntax. And then next you can see that I'm using 3 variables here, x1, x2, and y. So I have regression model where the dependent variable y is regressed on 2 predictor variables x1 and x2. So this is in this case a linear regression model because the variables here are continuous, and that's what Mplus assumes as the default. So let's take a look and see what we get for this linear regression model when we run the analysis with listwise deletion. We can see that this analysis now is based on 145 cases, and this is something that is a problem because I know that my total sample size in this case is 300. So I'm losing over half the data because there are cases that have missing scores on y or that have missing scores on x1 or x2. And all these cases get deleted from the analysis because we're using listwise deletion. Again, this is the default in many standard statistical packages such as SPSS, so you would just simply lose those data points. And so in structural equation modeling software such as Mplus, it's very easy to change that. If we go back to our input file here, to our syntax, we can just simply take out the Listwise command. And then what Mplus will do is it'll automatically use full information maximum likelihood estimation, including all available data points. Now, why is this an advantage? First of all, obviously, I don't want to lose half my sample, because if I lose half my sample, then I might lose statistical power if nothing else. So I have reduced my sample size to half the size, and this means my power to detect the predictor's effects of interest will be significantly reduced compared to a full sample of 300 cases. So I'm losing power, but that's not necessarily the worst problem. Another problem that many people aren't aware of is that listwise deletion actually implies a more restrictive assumption about the missing data mechanism than does full information maximum likelihood estimation or multiple imputation. And that is that when you do listwise deletion, you're actually assuming that the missing cases are missing completely at random. And this is a very restrictive assumption compared to the missing at random assumption that is implied by full information maximum likelihood estimation or multiple imputation. And that's a weaker assumption about the missing data mechanism. So you're actually making a stronger assumption and throwing more data away when you use listwise deletion. And so you might introduce bias into your analysis if the data are not missing completely at random and you're losing statistical power. So in order to avoid this, we can simply use the Mplus default, which is full information maximum likelihood estimation. Maximum likelihood estimation for a linear regression model yields the same results as OLS, ordinary least squares, in SPSS, so we would be getting the exact same results, but now including the missing cases. And this can be applied not just to general linear regression analysis, but also you could apply this to a t-test, for example. In case of a t-test, you would just have one independent variable x1 and it would be binary or dichotomous, a dummy-coded variable 0, 1, for example, then you have a t-test. Or if you have more than two groups to compare, you would have more than one dummy variable. For example, with 3 groups, you could have 2 dummy variables where here x1 and x2 are both coding the groups. Then you have an analysis of variance. So a lot of procedures can be estimated within the general linear model framework, meaning regression analysis. You could also run an analysis of covariance, for example, where x1 is maybe dichotomous and x2 is a continuous covariate, or you could have an interaction term, a moderator effect where you have a product term that you add to your model. All these kinds of models can be estimated within Mplus or other structural equation modeling programs, and then you can very easily address missing data. Now, one keyword that I want to add here now before I run this is the patterns keyword. The patterns keyword allows us to see what kinds of missing data patterns were actually observed here in our sample so that we can see what those missing patterns looked like. So let's run this analysis again. And now we can see, first of all, that our total sample size is now 300. So now all cases were included here, not just the ones with complete data. And you can see that more than doubled our sample size. And this is definitely something that is beneficial because it means we have more power, and also we're making a less restrictive assumption about the missing data mechanism. The data don't have to be missing completely at random. They could just be missing at random, which means missing scores could be related to other variables in the analysis. When we scroll down a little bit, you can see the missing data patterns here. And so you can see that there was a complete data pattern. That's the pattern number 1, where data were not missing on any of the 3 variables. And those were the 145 cases that we saw previously. So those were the only ones that were included with listwise deletion. All other cases were deleted. Now we have more people, 155 more people that have patterns 2, 3, or 4. So for example, pattern number 2 is one where cases are missing or data points are missing only for x1. Pattern number 3 is a pattern where the individuals are missing data on the dependent variable y, and pattern number 4 is where data are present only for x2 but none of the other variables. And so all these cases are still included now in your analysis. From the covariance coverage, you can then see how many or what proportion of data could be included to estimate the variance of y, the variance of x1, variance of x2 here on the diagonal, as well as the covariances off diagonal. And you can see our covariance coverage is still pretty good. The lowest value is 48.3%. So 48.3% of our data could still be used to estimate this covariance between y and x1 here. So we have sufficient coverage here. Assuming that the data are missing at random, we should get unbiased results. And then you get your results for the regression model at the bottom, the parameter estimates as usual, as you would for complete data. You don't even see that missing data were present here when you look at those results. Now, again, this can be applied to other simple techniques such as correlation analysis. If you wanted to estimate a correlation matrix with complete data, you could do this also in Mplus or other structural equation modeling software using full information maximum likelihood estimation and other procedures as well. I hope you found this video useful. I hope you can apply it to your own data. Please also check out the description for additional resources and workshops. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel, leave a comment if you like, and don't forget to hit the like button, and I'll see you next week.